Starting the recording for chapter 5. So I'm going to ask you one by one. What is the English meaning of the word pradhana?
Yeah, the word pradhana means the sum total manifestation of the three modes of material nature is called as pradhana. And one should understand that everything belongs to Krishna, and Krishna is the proprietor of everything. And so everything should be used to serve Krishna. So if one acts in such a way, then he is not responsible for the result of activities. And yeah.
Yeah, correct. Then again, it comes as a separate question that it is the analogy of the lotus leaf and water similarly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Similarly, as the lotus leaf being in water is not wet, similarly, one though being in the material world by the material desires.
Huh. Though being involved in all the material activities, the devotee is Krishna conscious person is not doesn't have to benefit
Affected.
results, you know. That's the analogy, no?
Yes, Mataji, I didn't get you.
I said the analogy is that the lotus leaf is like the Krishna conscious person, and the water is like material activities. So he's not affected by the results of material activities um, because he is in Krishna conscious. Is that the analogy? Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Hare Krishna.
You couldn't. I'm having some network problem, I think. So I lost connection for
Yeah,
some.
I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Anyway, the answer is mainly about the pradhana, meaning the material world, and the sum total of the three gunas, which you said.
Yeah.
The second question is, what is the meaning of phalam tyaktva, what is it? Tyaktva shantim apnoti naishtikim. Phalam
Okay.
tyaktva apnoti.
I'm answering without watching, so I will just pick the words which I know. Phalam means result of activities. Next word is
Tyaktva
I don't know. Next word is
shantim
Shantim is perfect peace. What is the next word?
apnoti
Achieve. What is the next word?
naishtikim.
Nashtikam. Nashtikam is Nashtikam unflinching.
Yes, naishtikim, right? Naishtikim.
Nashtikim. Yeah, unflinching. Okay. So
Tyaktva
the
Tyaktva is giving up.
okay. Okay, but I'll write the meaning. I know if I don't know, I'll forget. What I do is I try to pick words and I try to explain it. So even if I explain now, at least I'll try to cover up. So this is trying to say a person who is devoted, who has unflinching faith, will attain perfect peace because he has offered the result of activities, that is phalam. First one, phalam, onto the lotus feet of Lord.
Yeah, perfect. You can mention
Yeah.
that.
So that is why I'm choosing the words which I don't know, I will leave, but I'll write the meaning in one sentence.
Yeah, yeah. We can also mention, unlike the greedy person who works for
Huh.
the fruits of his labor and so he gets entangled.
Yeah.
If he,
Yeah. It is like that for a person who is not in union with the divine and is greedy for his fruits of labor gets materially entangled.
not really entangled, yeah, correct. Okay, what are the 9 gates of the body?
2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, 1 mouth, the anus, the genitals.
Yeah. Then you want to write something more or that's it?
That's it. There's 9 gates.
Okay.
Anyways, it is repeated. So if we have time, the repeated questions, the things on the repeated question we can write here.
All right. So 3 questions are over. Now you want to ask me the next 3?
Yeah. Or you will answer the first 3 only so that you can remember and write.
Okay, fine.
Let's do 5 and then you repeat the 5.
All right, fine. And there are 6.
Okay.
We finish all 6 only.
Yes, Mataji?
Short are only 6, na? So we'll do all 6 and again all 6.
Okay, done.
The fourth is give the English meaning of the words Vibhu and Anu. Anu.
So here it is not Atma, so that is why the answer is different. So Vibhu means Vibhu means the Supreme Lord who possesses all riches, all beauty, all fame, all renunciation, all knowledge, and all strength. So he is always satisfied in himself, and he is unaffected by the virtuous or the sinful activities, and he is an omnipotent Lord. Whereas Anu means the living entities, Anu or atomic, and because he's a living soul, he has freedom to desire something, and such desires are fulfilled by the omnipotent Lord. So the Lord is omnipotent, but the living entity is not.
Right. Perfect.
So here the answer is different.
Yeah. Fifth question is give the English meaning of the phrase Pandita Samadarshana.
Sandrashna means one who sees with equal vision, and Pandita means a wise person. So here it is said that the humble sages, by the virtue of true knowledge, have an equal vision from a learned Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, the dog, and the dog eater, which is an outcast. So they are trying to say, as far as the body are concerned of the different species and different castes, the Lord is kind to everyone because he treats everyone as his friend, yet he maintains his position as a Paramatma in all the circumstances of the living entity.
Okay. Next is this the eighth.
You will remember this now?
Pandita Samadarshana. Yeah. Basically, it is about. I'll tell you when my turn comes in.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, what is the next question?
Next one is what are the 8 limbs of Ashtanga Yoga?
Okay. Lord Krishna is telling Arjun that how one can achieve mysticism or the yoga by the process of eightfold by the eightfold process, which is as follows: Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pratyahara. Is it right? Pratyahara, Dharna, 5.
Yeah.
Dharna, Dhyana, and Samadhi.
Correct.
So shall we start again now?
Yeah. So you ask me now.
Okay, wait, let me open the questions. Okay, Mataji, give the English meaning of Pradhana.
Okay, so Pradhana is the sum total of all the material world, is it? Of the material world.
3 modes of material nature, na?
And it includes the 3 gunas, the 3 modes of material nature, the Rajogun, Tamogun, and Sattvagun. And do we need to mention any more in this verse?
I have mentioned that it's the manifestation of 3 modes of material nature, right? So
Right.
who is the creator? Everything belongs to Krishna. Krishna is the proprietor, and we have to serve Krishna with all the things we have. And then we will be not entangled in the result of activities. That's all you say.
So the Pradhana or the material world is actually a manifestation of Krishna, and everything belongs to Krishna. And so you have to whatever you do,
use everything to serve him.
You do use everything to serve Krishna.
Okay. So you will be not entangled with the result of activities.
Right. So if you surrender all the results of whatever you're doing to Krishna, you won't be entangled with the material, the results.
Now, since you are not seeing, try this answer, okay? English meaning of phalam, tyakta, santim, apnoti, nashtikam.
Okay. So phalam is results, tyaktva is giving up, and phalam tyaktva, what is the third?
Shantim.
Shantim is it's perfect peace, no? Or eternal peace.
Correct. Apnoti.
Apnoti is attains.
And nashtikam?
And nashtikam is unflinching.
Very good. Okay. So now you explain it if you want to explain in one line.
So it means that one who is one who is a devotee.
See, Karam Phala means result of activities. So one who gives up result of activities.
A devotee is one who gives up all the results of activities, and so
surrenders it to the Lord.
And surrenders it to the Lord. He attains perfect peace.
Perfect peace. And then you said one who is not.
Person, no? Unlike one who is not in Krishna consciousness and who is a greedy person, he has to bear the fruits of his labor.
Correct. 9 gates.
Okay, the 9 gates are the 2 eyes, the 2 nostrils, the 2 ears, the 1 nose, 1 mouth, genital and anus. Did I say all?
Yes.
2 eyes, yeah, I said all, no?
Yeah. Now we will not talk about Atma, we are talking about Vibhu and Anu.
Okay. So here Vibhu is basically like the super soul and he is omnipotent and omniscient and he is all riches, all strength, all beauty, all fame, all renunciation and all knowledge.
Yes,
So
that's right.
that comes in Vibhu and Anu is the living entity or the atomic living entity and he is what he is what is
He
it?
has desires. He has
Uh,
desires.
he has desires and he has limited freedom also, right? He has limited freedom and he has desire to desire. He has a limited freedom to desire, but the desire can be fulfilled only by the Vibhu or the super soul.
Yes, you got it. Now Pandita Samdarshina.
So Pandita is wise person and Samadarshana is looking equally. So the Pandita Samadarshana is a person, is a wise person, a humble sage who is able to look at an elephant, first it begins with who looks at a
Brahmana.
brahmana or a cow or an elephant or a dog or a dog eater. 5 things, no?
Yeah.
With an equal eye. And he does not make any distinction between species and caste. What else you had said?
Yeah, because God is a friend to all, and but he maintains himself as Paramatma.
Okay, so though God is a friend to all, he maintains himself as a Paramatma and is present in every living entity.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, good. Next question is Ashtanga Yoga.
Okay, so Ashtanga Yoga is the process of realizing the Paramatma and it is an 8-fold process of yoga for attaining mysticism. And it includes yama, niyama, asana, then pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and one more, no?
Samadhi. Samadhi.
Samadhi.
Okay. So close book long answers you want to ask first?
Sure. Finish, no? Fix the answer? Yeah. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
ask you first. Have you done the summary we're not doing, no? Or did you do something?
Yes, Mataji?
Summary of chapter 5, question 1.
No, I'm leaving all that, Mataji. And even if suppose summary come now, we know the second chapter talked about the spirit, soul, and material body. So I'll write something. Whatever we remember the question answers now, because we'll be revising, I'll write few points. And like here, they are talking about surrendering the result and the result of activity. So
Chapter
something we
5
will
is
write.
basically transcendental work, right? It talks about work in transcendental service or something, no? The name of
Surrendering the work. Yeah. So something we will write because there's no point wasting time over it. Because anyways, she said write 3 lines.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it. We will write it with our things at that time.
All right.
Okay.
Next is analogy of the lotus leaf.
Okay, that we already did that. The lotus leaf, although remaining in water, is not wet. Similarly, a soul which performs its duty without attachment, surrendering the result of activities to the Lord, is unaffected by the virtuous or the sinful reactions.
Okay. All right. Duty without, performs the duty without attachment, no? Then next is question 3. Explain the analogy of smelling the flower.
Okay, as one can smell the flavor of flower by being near to it, similarly the Lord, being a constant companion of a living entity as a super soul or Paramatma, understands the desires of a living entity, and that's all I've written. I've written something else also.
That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but when we desire Lord Krishna, then he takes special care of us and helps us to attain him.
Oh, okay. That point I have not. When we desire Lord Krishna, he takes special care and helps us quickly.
Helps us.
Okay. Okay. Next is that's it, right? What lessons regarding Karma Yoga and Karma Sannyasa does Krishna present?
This question I asked Aishwarya Mataji, and she actually said that follow the purpose and write yourself. So I really do not know, because she said
So I
don't
have
write it.
written some points, yeah, in this. I wrote like a table, some points. So from 5.2 to 5.6, the lessons on Karma Yoga and Karma Sannyasa Yoga, that is work with devotion and renouncing of work. Both they are good for liberation. First point is that both are good for liberation.
Good for living, but the second is the
Second
work
is
in
that
devotion is better
work
than the
with devotion
renunciation
or
of work.
Karma Yoga is better, the second point. Even though mind and body are engrossed in fruitive activities due to ignorance, one develops a love for devotional service to Krishna, and therefore an opportunity to get out of the bondage of material existence will be coming faster. But in Karma Sannyasa, it's not so good because mere renunciation of activities does not purify a heart of a conditioned soul. Then there is, we can also mention Yukta Vairagya and Phalgu Vairagya, the third
So she
point.
said, na, if it is not given in purport, then don't write it.
Is there on the purport? Not there.
I don't know, Mataji. I have written that point because I went through her presentation, but that is what she told, that in class, if it is not mentioned, don't write. You have to follow the Prabhupada's book. There will be negative marking if you write something which is not given. That is why I am lost with my answer.
Yukta Vairagya and Phalgu Vairagya is written separate. It's not there in the purport. No?
Yeah, so she said, don't write it if it is not mentioned.
Even the laptop one, Mataji only gave the example. Using laptop
But
in
you,
service.
Mataji, I asked this question and I asked for this Yukta Vairagya and Falgu Vairagya, and this is the answer she gave. She said, if it is not written, then don't write. You have to follow Prabhupada's book. And she also said the answers will be checked by the Bhakti Shastri students. So they will follow the book. So whatever given in the book is, they will approve, or there can be even a negative marking, is what she told.
All right, fine.
That is why now I am lost, because what answer you gave was my answer also. And
Ah,
the same thing for Vairagya and Yukta Vairagya I wrote. But she then refused, so I have not decided what to write.
okay, fine. But the first 2 points anyway stand, no? Both are good for liberation,
Ah,
but one
the
is
renunciation of
the
work
rest
and
is
work in devotion both are good for liberation, but work in devotion is better than renunciation of work, because engaging in devotional service can make the Supreme Lord happy. And then it's a dry renunciation, na?
yeah, the other one is dry renunciation, right?
And you are forcing yourself to control your senses and all, and which is actually difficult. But work in devotion is like you're engaging all your sense in the loving form of the Lord, so it is easy also.
Correct. Then question 5 is how can you become dear to everyone?
Okay. One who is on the path of liberation by Krishna consciousness is very dear to everyone, and everyone is dear to him, and is very dear to everyone. And then is such a person considers all living entity as a part of Krishna, as he considers the branches and leaves part of the tree, and he knows that by watering the roots, the branches and trees of the plant will be the water will be distributed to the branches and the trees. Similarly, by giving food to the stomach, the energy is distributed to all over the body. So since uh, uh, because he's always in Krishna consciousness, and he considers himself servant to all. He's dear to everyone.
Yeah, very good. Perfect answer. So, a man of control senses cannot be offensive to anyone. That one
Yeah.
sentence is also there. Very nice. Perfect. Yeah. Then the next one is how can I explain how a living entity can live happily in the city of nine
No,
gates?
the 9 gates question you asked, this is repeated. So if you
Yeah,
want to add some more, then you can write from here.
this answer. Okay.
Okay, so the nine. So we start with the body consists of 9 gates: two eyes, two nostrils, two ears, one mouth, then anus and the genitals. And one who is in Krishna consciousness is aloof from the bodily activities. He is cognizant with the fact that the Paramatma, the super soul, resides in the heart of every living soul. And so when he identifies himself with the Lord within himself, then he becomes as free as the Lord, and he is no longer in the bodily concepts. So Yeah, with in such a controlled life, when the deliberations are properly, when he's clear about the deliberation, then he's free. He's free in the, what is the question? He lives happily within the nine gates,
Right.
right now.
Yes, right. But you have written you're said in your own words, no? Have you listened to some lecture related to this, or you've done that earlier
So it's
presentation?
given in the purport itself, Mataji.
Is it done deliberation or I can see that? Okay.
Open, na, it's given in the purport. Deliberations, everything is given in the purport itself.
Oh, okay. All
I
right.
have copied because Mataji said very strictly you follow the purport. So I
Hmm.
am following the purport. You open now, you will find it. I think it's given. Just see.
5.13, huh?
Read. I don't remember where it is, but it is given. The deliberations are given.
Okay. Yeah, it's there. In such a controlled life in which his deliberations have changed, he lives happily within the city of Navan. Okay. Thought you
I
said.
have taken everything from the book only.
Okay. Fine. Next is question 7. Explain the analogy beginning with the quote by vision, by meditation, and by touch only. Do the fish, tortoise, and bird maintain their offspring in relation to the practice of Krishna consciousness?
Yeah, the fish brings up its offsprings by looking at it, and the tortoise brings up its offspring by meditation. The tortoise lays the eggs on the land, but he stays in the water. So by meditation, so he is always meditating upon his eggs. Similarly, a devotee who is far away from the abode of Lord Krishna can elevate himself to the abode of the Lord by constantly thinking of Krishna, by constantly being engaged in Krishna consciousness. So, what is our question?
So he
That's
gets
it.
elevated to the spiritual abode. Even
So he
though,
gets motivated. So he gets elevated, and elevated, and he comes to a transcendental plane of loving the Lord Krishna.
yeah, and he achieves a state called Brahma Nirvana.
Huh.
Then the next question, I think it's the last one. Yeah, it's the last one. Krishna is the supreme well-wisher of all. What guidelines can you derive from this for your dealing with others?
So Krishna's well-wisher is like the answer which I thought of is like we are fearful about the uncertainty of the future. We do not know what is going to happen, and we are also fearful about like our job, our family, our relatives, and our wealth. Because of course you cannot live without wealth also. So, but when one takes into Krishna consciousness, one surrenders himself to Krishna consciousness, and he understands that Lord will be merciful, he will take care of him, then he automatically gets the confidence. He automatically gets the confidence to be, he automatically becomes confident, and his fear reduces because he knows that the Lord, who's the father of everyone, is taking care of him. So, this can only be attained by Krishna consciousness and not by the material possession. And then he achieves mental tranquility and peace.
Right. Done then.
Then I'll ask you now.
Okay.
Now you close. Now let me open.
Yeah.
1 second, okay?
Hmm.
Okay. Explain the analogy of lotus leaf.
Okay, so the lotus leaf, it although it's in water, it doesn't become wet. Similarly, a Krishna conscious person, although he's engaged in activities, he does his activities without any attachment for the result, and so he doesn't bear the fruit of his activities, and he is free from the
Sinful.
sinful reactions.
Yeah. Explain the analogy of smelling the flower.
So just as even when you're at a distance, you're able to smell the flower. Similarly, in our hearts, Paramatma is present, and whenever we any desire, even from a distance, the desire is approaching, the Lord is able to smell or can
Understand.
understand the desires which are coming in the heart of a devotee. And if the desire is related to Krishna, is related to getting Krishna, the Lord will help. That comes a different answer, no?
Yeah. Same thing. If one desires Krishna, then Krishna takes special care and
Takes
helps him
special care
attain
and
him.
helps him attain him. Okay.
Okay. What lessons regarding Karam Yoga and Karam Sannyas?
Differences, no? So both of them basically lead to the same result.
Lesson.
Okay.
Lesson.
What is the lesson? What is the question again?
What lessons regarding Karam Yoga and Karam Sannyas does Krishna present?
Okay. So, it's not that both of them lead to Krishna consciousness ultimately.
Yes. Yeah, both are good for
Both of them
liberation.
are good for liberation, and however, working in devotional service or karma yoga, Krishna is clearly declaring that that it is better and quicker method. The other one, which is karma sannyasa,
Karam
or
Sannyas.
renunciation of work, it is dry and what is it? It takes more time, and what else? And it is what else?
It is difficult.
And it is difficult, yeah. It is relatively difficult.
Because you attach your mind and you control your senses forcefully, but in
You
devotional
use all
service,
your
you
senses.
engage all your senses in the devotion service of the Lord. So it is easy also.
Right. Done?
This is what we decided now. This is what we decided to write. Okay, how can one become dear to everyone?
Right. So this has got several points now. You can become dear to everyone when you're a Krishna conscious person, because you are, first of all, you see every living entity, as you see the Lord in every living entity. So you are able to look at everyone with equal vision. And then
The root analogy. Root.
the root analogy. So just as when you're watering the root, the water reaches the leaves and the stems and the branches. Similarly, if you're pleasing Krishna, then everybody becomes pleased with you. Also, just as when you're feeding the stomach, the energy gets transmitted to the entire body. Similarly, if we are, pleasing Krishna, then everybody else is also being. You become dear to everybody else also.
And one more thing you can write that because you're in Krishna consciousness, you're servant to all. So you're dear to everyone.
Yeah. Third point is that when you are serving Krishna, you see Krishna in everyone, and you're servant to everyone, and so everybody likes you, or you become dear to everyone.
And how can you live happily within the city of 9 gates?
All right. So the city of 9 gates refers to the body, which is called, that is, the 9 gates are the 2 eyes, the 2 nostrils, the 2 ears, one nose, one mouth, one mouth and one genital and one anus. And we can be happy in this city of 9 gates if we understand,
Identify Paramatma.
identify ourselves with the, if we identify the Paramatma and the Jivatma within us, rather than identifying with the body, and we become free from all anxiety if we what is it? If we surrender to the Paramatma or something?
We become free as Lord. We become free as Lord within the body itself.
We become free as a Lord within the body itself.
See, it's like that. Once you identify yourself with the Lord in your heart, so you have identified. So now you are attached to Lord. So you become as free as the Lord, even though you are in the body. Okay, because you have reached Paramatma. That is what Ashtanga Yoga does. You have to focus in Paramatma in your heart. Because Ashtanga Yoga is on Paramatma, it's not on Bhagwan. And slowly they go to Bhagwan, but initially it is Paramatma in the heart. So now you have identified Paramatma in your heart, so you are as free as the Lord and within the body. That's what they're trying. That is why in the 9 gates you are free. So though you are in the body, you're free.
Although you're in the body of 9 gates, still you're free because you are identifying the Paramatma within you and you're surrendering to that Paramatma, and so you become free.
Yeah. Correct. Perfect. Explain the analogy. By vision, by meditation, and by touch only do the fish, the tortoise, and the birds maintain their offspring. Okay, so just as a fish, it takes care of its offspring just by looking at it, or as a tortoise, it lays its egg in the shore, but it takes care, it is in constant touch with its offspring by meditation, and the bird, it takes care of its offspring by touch.
Similarly, even though the Lord is in the spiritual abode, the devotee is elevates himself and places himself in the abode of the Lord, even though he's in his in this material existence. That's it, right?
By constant Krishna consciousness, by
By
constantly being
Krishna-
engaged in devotional service.
by constantly being engaged in devotional service and constant Krishna consciousness, he elevates himself and he is in the spiritual abode, though he is, far away.
And the same answer you remember we gave in chapter 2, that is when we are the devotional service is same as attaining the eternal abode. We did it in second chapter now. There's a one person who is in a by the end of the life who is in devotional service, it is as same as getting the nirvana, because you are on the transcendental plane now. We did it in second chapter now.
Right.
Krishna is the well-wisher of all. What guidelines can you derive from this verse dealing with others?
Okay, so what is it? You will when you're dealing with others, no? So when you're dealing with others, again we can say the same thing only, that you're seeing everybody as equal, whether he's a friend or whether he's a mediator or whether he's a enemy, whether he is a well-wisher or whether he is so many things are there, no? All those points.
Yeah, because you're a servant to all.
Because yeah, because you're servant to all, and you're what else? Yeah.
I talked about the fear. Your fear is reduced because you know Paramatma will take care.
So when you are confident and you have no more fear in you, and then your relationship with others also is better. You're able to deal with others more confidently. Everyone is dear to you and you become dear to everyone. And all those points also we can repeat, huh?
We have to repeat, Mataji. There's no option if such question comes. You use any chapter and repeat. Because it's our imagination,
It's
right?
wrong also. Be right on that.
It's our imagination, na? They have left
Yeah.
it to us. So sixth chapter?
Yeah, okay. Should we start it in another meeting? Sixth chapter?
Yeah, you uploaded that way then.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.